The secret history living in your aquarium. How's everybody doing today? We doing good? We feeling good? We rocking it? What's up, Mary? David Rayner, Tree77, Dev, Azuravian 2, Thingamatorium, Woo, Solum Narabu. I hope I said that wrong. Fishbrella, Chris Salazar, your average fish keeper. Let's see, who else is in here? Chris Howell, what's up? Brian Levy, what's up? Or Levy, I'm guessing Levy. Chris Howell, Charlie's Tasteful Nudes, interesting. Let's see here. And Victor, Jimmy P, and also we've got my dear friend, Dr. Mazerall here. How is everybody doing today? We doing good? Can you hear me all right? Can you see me? Can you touch me? Can you feel me? Fish Dreams, what's up? William, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Wakey, wakey. So, this stream, I just wanted to do another stream. I know last week we thought it was the last stream before my surgery, but they had to put that off, and now it's on track. So I'm getting a lampectomy and a dual discectomy, not a dissecting me, although they are kind of dissecting me, in my back. So that's the thing that's getting done, and I'm supposed to be able to stand and use the restroom and stuff on my own before they'll let me go home from the hospital. This is Thursday at 9 a.m. and then I gotta check in at 6 a.m. So but I just wanted to come on here and say hi to everybody and see what was going down. See if anybody had any thoughts, questions, concerns on fish stuff. And honestly, just say goodbye and thank you for so much kindness, well wishes, compassion, thoughts. I mean, it does help me because I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I'm nervous about them operating on my spine, and it's my L5S1, so it's basically everything from the waist down. I mean, I guess it's not as scary as the neck or something like that. That's right, Charlie. Somebody says I need a backiotomy. The doctor says I need a backiotomy. You know, I was going to prepare a bunch of videos and stuff just in case. I have a couple. I did a tour of a few different stores locally that have never been seen. Nobody's ever toured them as far as I've seen online. So I've got those, and then I've got a couple other videos up my sleeve if I really get pinched for needing some content while I'm not up to making it. But you know, honestly, I think there may just be kind of a week or so where I'm not around. And I wanted to also give you guys a heads up on that. Obviously, I always try to stay up on the comments and stuff. And yeah, Brian, the surgery is related to the lightning. When the lightning struck me, it basically entered through my... So I was doing one of these on the balcony railing, one of these thinking man poses, and the lightning came, and obviously it comes from the ground in what they call a step leader. So there was a small negative charge running through me that came up from the deck or the ground on my third floor balcony when we lived in an apartment in Seattle, and I felt this weird, like all my hair on my body rose up, including like hair that was like, it wasn't that long at the time, but it stood up within maybe half a second. It felt like an eternity, but all I had time to do was think, that's weird. And the railing, and we had some cherry and plum trees that came up, and we pruned them every year, but they were right at the height of the railing on the third floor, and each of the trees had the this purple glow around it, almost like one of those balls you put your hand on, and all the little particle charges or ions or whatever they are, plasma, I guess, comes to your hand. Well, it was very similar to that, like that kind of color, and then I heard a zzz, and then a snap, like a whip crack, and as that was all happening, I was kind of just like turning to get out of there, kind of thinking like, this is scary, this is weird, kind of cool. Like I was kind of dumbstruck by it, and then just boom, white. My vision goes white. Can't see anything. My ears are just high pitched, just. And I woke up inside on. I had gone through the French doors, broken the center bar and hinge and locking mechanism, and then I ended up on a coffee table and kind of rolled off the coffee table. But when I got thrown back through the doors about 12 to 15 feet, the back of my head hit the door, and the doorknob hit me in the back, the lower back. Now they don't know for sure if the doorknob did some of the damage to the back or if the lightning did it, but the end result was that when you've got vertebrae, you've kind of got you've got these little tabs that come off to the side, and then you've got like a point here. So if we're looking at the spine, like if this is this, oh great, there was water in that turkey baster. So if you're looking at the spine and a vertebrae is kind of like a rounded thing like this, then it's also got tabs on either side, and then another like kind of fin on it that's what you feel on your back, is that fin. Well, the side tabs broke off and shattered on two of them immediately after it happened. And like I said, don't know if it's a doorknob, don't know if it's electricity, but it shattered it into a bunch of pieces, and rather than breaking off clean or whatever, it just blew into the fascia and the connective tissue in my back, and then also the discs in between those sections of vertebrae also compacted above and below and herniated, and then the one at L1 or L5S1 completely just heated up, incinerated, gone. Like there is a void there. There's nothing that they can remove. There's just scar tissue. I'm lucky my spine didn't collapse. They'd never seen anything like it. So if you're into MRIs and stuff, I took some pictures of the MRIs. If you're in the medical field and want to see it, I can probably upload those. But yeah, they're going in, and what they do is they remove so you have your vertebrae like a donut kind of, and it's oriented kind of like, I don't know, like this or something, and you've got the wings to it, and basically they cut here and here, and they remove this so that your vertebrae is now more like this, and then the tabs, they're going to try to pick out any pieces they can, but the laminectomy is what it's called, to get to that area and to relieve pressure off the spinal column. Because you guys probably don't know from my videos, but I've only been able to walk with a cane a lot of the times the last 6 months, and then I've also been just really just in a ton of pain. I mean, right now I'm in a ton of pain. They do have me on some pre-operative muscle relaxers and steroidal anti-inflammatories to try to get some of that area relaxed, but also and they also gave me pain medicine. And now I know a lot of you guys know with my past that I haven't taken it for reasons that I just didn't want to take it again after I used it for so many years, misused opiates and things. But this time I'm just going with it as the doctor says. My wife knows about it, and obviously we're just kind of doing things by the book. And yeah, Dr. Mazeral says he'll take over my time slot. Go for it. You can have it the next week or two, or however long it takes me to recover. But yeah, so they're doing that, and I am like, my family is on my mom's side. There are Jewish, German Jews in the family. But because of that, I'm able to file a religious thing saying that I want the piece of my spine so that I can be buried with it whole. So I'm hoping to get that in a little biohazard container, a little fragment of my spine, of my vertebrae, I guess, my L. Well, yeah, it's part of L5, part of S1. So yeah. Um, so we'll see, but I always find that stuff fascinating, and they do surgery now, pretty small. The incision's going to be like 2 incisions, I think, is what they were saying, and each one should be about 1.8 centimeters, something like that. So yeah, and then the other thing is I'm just. I'm just pretty tired and run down right now, and I have been this whole week. I've been trying to get a couple freelance jobs that I've been doing wrapped up and all that, and I've been working on really cool jobs, but it's just been busy. On top of, like, they make you go in and get blood tests, they make you go and get a COVID test every so I had to get one on Monday. I have to get one tomorrow, and then I have a quick rapid test again on the morning of. So it's just I don't know. And hey, T-Bone, how's it going, brother? You have screws and plates holding your lower spine together. You smashed your L2 vertebrae and cracked your L1, L3. Ugh, yeah. So they don't know yet what they're going to do as far as that goes. I may be getting a rod or a fusion between the three problematic discs. So we'll see. I hope I don't. But I'm going to kind of wake up and find out what's going on. Now, if you want to support the channel while I'm gone, I really appreciate it. But I got a lot of old videos. I got like 890 videos or something like that I've got. So feel free to go and browse my back catalog. I'd appreciate it. Tell me if you like something, if I should redo a video, or if there's something I haven't covered, I'd love to know, so that when I get back and you know, into the groove of things, I'd really love to go and do more things too with the channel. So take you guys to the University of Washington, or to the spawning grounds of fish, or out collecting, you know, stuff like that. So I have also a guy who got in contact with me, a viewer, who was offering, he's in Taiwan, and he's offering to go tour some of their really high-end aquascaping shops. So that's another thing where he just said, like, he'd team up with me, he'd send me an hour or two of raw footage, and then just let me do whatever I want with it. So that could be pretty fun too. So there's a few cool things in the works. And then on top of that, the really big news is that my work with Yelka and Ivan Mikolji, the two of them, we have our nonprofit officially 501c3 approved by the IRS. It was in this like state of like, you can kind of do things, but technically the banking and all the tax stuff wasn't settled. But now it's all signed, sealed, delivered, and we are a nonprofit, the Green Earth Alliance, board of trustees and everything like that, that's transparent and has mechanisms outlined. So it's been a lot of work to get it to the place where it's at, but now hopefully we can really help match some scientists and grad students and citizen citizen scientists. Will be able to really help get them micro grants and loans, especially in the developing world, so we can take the money from like my merch or from any fundraising we do and able to figure that out. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, Dr. Mazeral. Says you have Renee And my phone number, don't hesitate if you need anything or just want to talk fish. Yeah, I might just want to talk fish. Watch out. You just put a juicy worm on a hook, and you don't know what you did there. But in any case, yeah, so the nonprofit is up, and yeah, I'm going to live stream the surgery for sure, Biscotti. No, I would kind of like to vlog as far as I can go. What I want to do is see how much I can fight the anesthesia, because in years past, I've had surgeries and they've been like, okay, count backwards from 100, and I'm like counting and I'm like down to like 70, and they're like, you should have been out 20 numbers ago or whatever. And I just have a high tolerance from years of being a silly kid, silly 20-year-old, whatever. So I don't know, but it would be interesting to film some of it. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe so. T-Bone, what's going on? Thank you so much. Hype the hippo. $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Cheers to you. I'll take a drink every super chat this stream. I'll be wasted off Dr. Pepper by the end. Does your partner take care of the fish while I'm gone? No, she's not good at that. If I give her strict instructions and like put like a little bag together of how much she can feed each day, like a pillbox planner type thing, then maybe. I mean, she'll do the basics like that, but she's not going to do any water changes or anything. So it's good that I practice mostly styles of fish keeping where my tanks can be okay without a top off for, a month, no problem, once I've recently topped them off. But I thought I'd show you guys this too while we're hanging out and chatting. And show you guys that the fish are all doing really good in the main community tank. Pretty happy about it. Looks like I've got an incoming call, and I don't know. I'm going to ignore it for now, but if they call back, it might be the surgeon. I might have to answer. So, of course, they called last time during the live stream to tell me things were delayed. That better not happen this time. But yeah, question for those iOS, why can't you pick this super sticker? Just a question. I don't know. I haven't had that issue, but I'm not sure. Maybe you could Google it, unless we got a tech savvy. Where's Sharpie's when we need him? Sharpie's models, Sharpie's fish and models. He's real good with all the tech stuff. But hey, check this out. We've got one lone guppy in here, or Endler, that has an all black body from the caudal peduncle back, and then neon pink and peach spots on the tail, which I think is cool. I have no idea where those genetics came from, but c'est la vie. This one almost looks like it has ick on its tail, right here. But it's just these weird, the checkered pattern. These are my rejects from my bell-bottom guppies that are endlers that I'm playing with, trying to get the genetics down. So, yeah, there's some kind of oddball ones that don't quite meet the standard. But, yeah. You'll be stuck in Peru for at least 5 more days because of your COVID test. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that. How are you feeling, Dr. Mazeral? Has it been rough or not? ADHD, you want to buy some bell-bottom endlers? Definitely. I mean, I definitely can say that the first group that I publicly showed, a lot of these are growing out, and the ones that don't have the most checkerboard on their tails and stuff, those ones I could part with. I'm still just trying to get the checkerboard. Like, that is a pattern that is very not natural. See how there's kind of this checkerboard or zigzag black and white on the very end of the tails? That's really what I'm struggling to get to be a dominant trait, like to not at all disappear with age too. And a lot of them, when they get to this age, you can see how it kind of disappears. It kind of goes right to the edge of the tail, and I'm trying to lock that in, because when they're young, it's so incredibly prominent and cool looking. as well as the notch in the bell bottom back style of tail. So, but yeah, I mean, email me or private message me on Facebook or something, and we can figure something out, I'm sure, especially once it's not freezing anymore. Ollie says, I wanted to ask, how do you go about heating tanks that are filterless and have much stiller water? Um, I I generally don't heat them other than just in the room. Throughout the day, believe it or not, just like a lake, your tank has currents, and if you have a strong light, which I do on most of my no filtration tanks, that will heat up the top water, and the cold water will move up, and it will part ways, and it will convect. It's a slow process. You're not going to get like a fast current from it or anything, but the water does move around. And then on top of that, usually all my filterless tanks have a few species like these guys or Danios or Pseudomagills or something that moves around quickly up at the top or in the midwater and helps move things around. But there definitely is sometimes, especially if it's a bigger tank without a filter like this size, you'll notice that the top water's warm and it gets cooler as you put your hand down. Now, that is very much like the wild, so just haven't been too concerned about it. Dr. Mazerel says, I'm only sick for 4 days. Thank the fish for being fully vaccinated plus boosters. Yeah. Let's see here. Thanks. Oh, yeah. You just got 3 flamingos from your local fish store. Flamingo guppies. Those are really pretty. The bright pink ones. I love that. Kona Extreme Aquatics. Welcome. Aloha from Hawaii. So also, the cool thing about since I redid the tank, see the leopard frog plecos? They're all hanging out in the open. They don't know that they've had a trim. And so they're all just chilling, and I've had a good look at all 4 or 5 of them at once. There should be 5 in there, but I've seen 4 at once at the same time. So I'm assuming that there's still 5, but they're just such slow growers, and once they get to their full length, then they get really fat in the belly. So this one's at its full length, but it's nowhere near filled out like the pot belly look that they get on the adults. But they really love this little overhanging cave with the Nubius and Bulbitis and stuff that I made for them. And so they're enjoying it. The main issue in this tank right now is the angelfish sparring. But I think they've kind of calmed down somewhat. There's still a little bit of nippy, but for the most part, this guy is becoming subdominant. This one is becoming very dominant. And the other ones aren't even trying. They're just doing their thing. So, yeah. So, let's see here. Victor Cavanero, thank you so much. Super chat, no message. I can't help you with anything. You just being a kind person. I really appreciate it because, like I said, I'll be out of commission, so I do appreciate the money. Honestly, no other way to put it. But yeah, thank you. Ollie says that makes sense. Okay. Alexander Engelhart, there you are, my friend, my pal, my true sense patron. This guy here, he really does make, like that cabaret song, money makes the world go round. Well, he makes the channel go round. He's really allowed me to, buy software subscriptions, get an AC when it was killer hot in here, literally killing my fish hot. And I just can't express thank you so much for the super chat, buddy, and for all the things you've done. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. And Kenny, thank you so much, brother, from Danikin Aquatics. If you need help with the tank while you're down, just let me know. I will drive up. That is so nice of you to say. It's a 4-hour drive. I wouldn't have you do that. But I mean, the thought, really appreciate it, man. What's up, Ian? How's it going, brother? And Pablo Lopez Fuentes says, hello from Mexico. Finally, I get to join one of your live streams and watch it, not just afterwards. Right on. Kona has a question. What is the lowest temp that licorice gouramis live at? You know, I don't know that right off the top of my head, but I would assume they're a very tropical, Javanese, Borneo, Indonesian, and Malay Peninsula biotope type fish. My guess is they can't take much cooler than 74, but I think they're more even like 78 is kind of their happy place, 78 to 82. But don't take that as gospel. I don't really know that for sure. Azuravian 2 says, I bought my first fish from Aquatic Arts today for my new 37 long. Thanks for the discount. Right on. I'm so glad that you were able to use that. I will be changing the discount code soon, just because Aquatic Arts is going to make me. But we have some really, really exciting news going on about Aquatic Arts and kind of a new project. And I can't spill all the beans, but let me drop a few beans on the floor because this is what I've been spending time subcontracted on, is doing the art direction and art design for this project. But they are doing a new branch of Aquatic Arts. I mean, they mentioned it in their newsletter, and if you go to the website, vivy.com, VIVVY, you'll see that they are basically trying to build an ethical source to find any fish, saltwater, freshwater, plants, hardscape, anything you can imagine fish related. And they're trying to extend a really good deal on prices. And so basically Aquatic Arts is kind of saying they're going to keep being there, and they're going to be on the marketplace that they're trying to build. But they're kind of trying to build an aquabid, but more user friendly, and with the information of how to care for every species on there, and the lineages, and being able to hook up transshippers and or suppliers that are in other countries and ethically vet them, and then if that's all good, clear them to export to, or import rather, to the US. So it's going to be a thing where you guys, if you breed fish, they're going to they're going to encourage people to get involved. And I don't know when the official launch will be. It should be rather soon, but it's going to be a big change for things. It's really impressive what they're building. And they have it so that all the IUCN endangered species, red list species won't be traded on there. If you have a crayfish that's not legal in one state, won't even come up in your search results. But then if you have, say, tetras, the ultimate goal is to be able to take the data and be able to say, this got along with this fish, and you can build a stock tank digitally of what you have in there and what you're looking for versus what you're breeding, prices. And then the ultimate cool thing that's going to go on there is that they will extend their discount for corporate rates of shipping, and they'll make packaging materials available at cost, so heat packs and things like that, and have tutorials on how to do all that. So that should be a pretty big game changer. Yeah, I'll let you know more about it when it comes out. But Vivy.com right now, it's sitting there, but we're building the site, and now I can announce that I've been working on that for months. So I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, Kenny will make the drive 2.5 hours. Yes, my wife just got home too. Hello, wife.
Hello.
How are you? Hello. You want to say hi? Come on, say hi. It's the last stream before surgery. Alex, driving to the co-op and saw you were live. Hey, they have the beautiful Betta rubras, male and female, at the co-op right now. That's the fish I was looking at that I was like, ooh, and I got a pair. They also have some interesting quarries. Pablo, yes, we spoke a little bit on Instagram about paradise fish. Any suggestions about tank mates? Besides rosy barbs, all the barbs seem to get along pretty well with them. Gouramis as well too. Um, Hi, this is Laura. This is my wife. If you guys don't know, but she's the one who's gonna be supporting me. She's my right leg. Since my right leg is 70% paralyzed at the moment, we're really hoping it comes back because I can't even stand on like a log anymore, like to go fishing, and it's been a bummer. You guys, if you guys were watching the channel this summer, I was off just every day, out hitting it, going collecting and exploring, um, at the beginning of summer and midsummer. My injury just got too bad and I couldn't do it anymore. Fish Dreams, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm up for fish talk or medical woes anytimes. I appreciate that. Uh, Sustainable breeding is one of our missions at the research center. Yeah, definitely, Dr. Mazerel. Um, is Aquatic Arts going to be getting into saltwater? Yes, they will be. And not just that, they're going to be doing, frags, um, probably amphibians and other, maybe dart frogs and things like that too. So it's going to be interesting. They're in the long run, I think they're kind of realizing they don't care about Aquatic Arts if they can pivot to selling through Vivi. Aquatic Arts, they'll still be building a retail store because they've wanted to do that, but they see that the future kind of is the Amazon model or the DoorDash or whatever, the shared economy and the Craigslist, eBay, whatever you want to call it, thing. And there are existing sites that I like Dan's Fish a lot. Bye, honey. And I like Aquabid. Okay, I don't love Aquabid. And so we're trying to find all the best things from all those various facets of that. And yeah, Get Gills, that is a very similar model to what they're wanting to do, except they're wanting to allow, Dan's got people on there like himself that are wholesalers and maybe a few breeders that are bigger time, but they want to actually be able to have anybody who signs up that is vetted as far as that meets their quality standards and their ethics of how to ship and treat animals and not poaching, sourcing well. And then a lot of things are going to also go towards research and then funding the back end AI of it, trying to realize what the optimal water parameters are as people upload what they've been breeding their fish in and things like that. Then hopefully they'll be able to come up with really interesting things like, oh, everyone always says rams need this, but turns out most people in the country are breeding them in this condition, that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be really cool, but I gotta say less now. That's all I'm gonna say about it. And yeah, I think they are going to have a talk with any of the existing marketplaces and see if they want to just stay separate or if they want to get involved, because the way they're envisioning it is almost like they want to make it as easy as possible for home breeders and hobby breeders to get fish to other folks. So you say you're like me and you've got 50 Corridora fish that are $10 retail usually, but I can only get $3 wholesale at the stores nearby. Well, I'd much rather sell them online, so I sell them online, get it, list them for $8 or $10 or whatever it may be, when they'd be 15 retail or something. And then once I become signed up and everything, I can have access to their boxes, their packing materials and all that stuff at the price they pay, essentially, plus the shipping out. And then so maybe that's $6 or something. You should send out 6 or 10 fish. And so they're looking at some really cool, innovative ways to do that also. But the other thing that we're looking at is dropping off fish at local fish stores that want to be involved. So if you have a fish store in your wherever you are that wants to be a part of it and list the fish they have on the website, as long as they're quarantining and doing all the good stuff, then I think it's going to be really interesting to see. So yeah. Will I be working on any research while laid up? Probably. I'll probably be doing research. Definitely. Uh, yeah, Shade Aquatic Breeder. Well, that model just allows actual people to get into the industry instead of large farms overseas. Yeah, definitely. And transshippers and all that stuff. I mean, the goal is to get breeders to be able to supply high quality lines and honestly get money that's way better than you'd get from stores. Now, stores are always going to have access with their wholesale license to different and better stuff than maybe your average breeder is. But at the same time, nothing beats a store where you go in, it's a local store, it's a community spot, and all that. So things will have to keep up with change. I could see stores being the only ones who potentially are like, ooh, this isn't helping. That and other marketplaces. So we'll see. But I'll let you guys know when it's all up and official, and when it's going. It won't be a secret. We'll definitely be blasting it all over. But that's what I've been working on since like summer, off and on. So we're also trying to build a very functional and easy to use website. Connie, thank you so much, my friend. Prayers. I hope your surgery and recovery go well. Do you have any problems with your leopard frog plecos digging up my substrate? No, they haven't been. They haven't dug up my substrate much, but they will get a little bit violent towards the other plecos sometimes. Towards the end cistrus, they'll kind of like use their pectoral jabbies and they'll lock into the cave and kick out the dad. The other thing that I've seen, this aggressive male right here, I wish you guys could see the color better. That's a little bit better. But it's bright yellow and black. These are the Aquatic Arts line. They've got a breeder that's in the U.S. that breeds them and does a really good job and has a really fair price. But basically, these ones are they're all over 3 years old now. All 5 that are in my tank, and what they'll do is they'll go into the little huts that the pleco and cistrus already have, my lemon plecos, and they'll put their spurs out on their pectoral fins, and then they'll actually try to eat the babies that are in there or the eggs because they're meat eaters. And so that's a little bit a bit frustrating, I guess. And it's frustrating that they do that, but then they don't have their own babies. If they were kicking them out and then going to have their own babies in there, I totally would be okay with their shenanigans. Hey, Monster Fish Gal, what's up, Laurie? Hope you're doing well. Also, let's see, what else is going on around here? Oh, we got some new plants. So that's another thing that I filmed that I don't know if anybody has any interest, but we went to a big old nursery and greenhouse grow op, and we got some Dracaena, really nice red palm type Dracaena, big tall ones. And then we also got this really cool Archaea palm, big old one. And then we've got a Boston golden fern. Yes, I know they shed, but we're gonna hang that too. So pretty cool. This stuff was all on sale, and these were normally like $75. They're over 4 feet tall. But normally $75 for that one, and normally $99 for that one, normally $39.99 for this big old basket. And we got all of it for like $72 or something like that. Like there was a really good sale going on. So we did that because some of our other plants that we've had for like a decade, like this monstera, is really getting crazy, and then this avocado tree is just real sad. When we moved, I put it in the truck on a snowy day, and it just got beat all the heck. It is rebounding. It is growing new leaves finally, but it was staked up with metal rods, and then it knocked them over, and it needs a bigger pot already. So my wife started by planting an avocado pit 15 years ago in there, and so I think we're gonna just get rid of that, honestly. Yeah, good time to get plants, snake plants. I really like the Dracaenas that are out and about in the word. But then also like the prayer plants, they're doing really good in here right now. They've got new sprouts. And what I want to do is put some of these in the fish room, like this Dracaena. And see how they do growing in the humid environment, some of them. So hopefully I'll start doing some more growing out of filters and stuff like that. And then also, we've got a Salvia divinorum here, and I don't recall what that one is, but they're both growing right towards the light, And then we've got jade plants and all sorts of stuff around here lurking. Oh yeah, you saw the Hendrix poster. Let's see here. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was how big my Turkana jewel cichlids are getting. They're getting to be a little chunkies. So these are the ones that Kenny and Danny sent me, basically about this age when I got them. And then they had babies. I don't know where the adults are. They're back in there somewhere, probably with more babies already. And then these are the Mexican tequila goodie. Yep, here they come. Mexican tequila goodeids and some Praecox rainbows doing well. And also Corey's doing well. Yeah, everybody's doing pretty well. Also, the macrostoma Betta is doing well. This we can check it out here, but they're just beautiful. The male here of the Betta rubra, I got this from Aquarium Co-op, and it's a little hard to see the colors on this dim light because they've got kind of a biotope tank of like a shallow flooded forest look, but the female is a lot bigger than the male and a lot less colorful, but they both have metallic blue on the tails, which is really neat. And then the Triliniatus, or is it, wait, no, not Triliniatus, the Epistos, I'm forgetting their name. It's not Triliniatus, I don't think. It's Stigma, whatever. And then the other thing that I'm trying to figure out is if this guy is if he has babies in his pouch. His pouch is all swollen. He's been hiding in this corner, and his colors were just phenomenal the last few days. He was blood red and blue on the fins below. And this one's just like guarding. And again, see that pouch? See how big it is right there? They carry their babies in their pouch while they're wrigglers, and then when they're old enough, they'll open their mouth and let them run out and do their thing and yada yada. But everybody's really happy in this tank. The gobies are really fat and ready to spawn. They're full of eggs right now. So they're the Stiphodon or Styphodon ones. And then under here, I already showed you this, but it's been an ongoing saga. Thank you, Stephen P. I appreciate it, brother. But under here, we've got, and actually Ian of Atkins Aquatics did a video kind of highlighting these fish. But these are the Photo River Enigmatochromis Luconzi cichlids, and I kind of kicked up a bunch of dust and dirt, but there's the male back there, and then the female is really beautiful right now in her colors. She's blue and purple. She's the thumbnail for today. But they excavated, again, they excavated this big old trench, and then they've got their little clay huts that they buried. I mean, they're so clever in the way that they made that they collapsed that rock by digging under that big piece of quartz there. They dug under the side of it and it fell over. It was vertical. And then they've also dug a kind of a ramp on either end out of the trench. And then this moss covered and algae covered piece of wood has served as the lid to their little cave system. But when they do come out, they're really colorful lately, which is really fun to watch and observe. So, does anybody have any pressing questions or concerns before I'm gone, or if I can't get back to your questions? Let's see here. Richard McCarthy, what's up? Michael Pfeiffer, I'm new here. Just wanted to check out a live stream. Love the YouTube videos. Got to go keep dinner from burning. All right, well, welcome, and hope you're doing well. Let's see here. So, yeah, in this tank, I feel like I always love these fish when I can get a hold of them. But I found some. They were kind of pricey, but since they were extinct in the wild for so long, and now you're able to spawn them in an aquarium. I don't know. I'm guessing my Portland trip is off, Dr. Mazerall, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm supposed to be walking the day of or the next day after surgery and going to the bathroom and all that, so we'll see what's up. I really don't want to stay put. Like, my dad, when he had back surgery, said that he felt better than he did, with the problem literally the hours after surgery. So I'm really hoping it's one of those type things, but I'll have to take it easy if I do end up doing that. But yeah, so we have the Somfong Rasboras, the kind of frosted color. Like, they have like a bluish, I don't know, teal color somewhat to them. They're really really pretty. And then also these are the Chili Rasboras from redfishbluefish.shop. And then we've got CPDs in here. We've got Bigford Eye pencilfish fry that are growing out, that are from my community tank in the other room. There's one of the Bigford Eye fry right there. And then we've got the ember barbs, some of the smallest vertebrates, not invertebrates, some of the smallest vertebrates in the world. Pretty cool. They're kind of tied with some of the Danionella species for smallest fish. They only get half an inch or so, but they're really beautiful. And I don't know. I can't get them to spawn. They're probably just too touchy. Let me turn this light on too. This tank, my bettas are looking really good in here. Check out this boy. He's looking great he's got red on his head, then a white collar, and then he's got red here and white tips. Looks really good. And then there's also another one that's blue with the red tips on the pectoral fins. And then there's a cellophane or cello white gal, and there's a couple of these white ones. But again, on those front fins, she's got black stripes and white tips, or rather metallic blue. But she does have a couple weird spots that are just dark blue. She's not completely consistent. But yeah, so pretty neat looking bettas the way these ones have turned out, and there's still another 5 or 6 that I kept. I sold some right off the bat, but these are some of the ones that I've kept and I'm thinking about respawning with. Fanaticals, what's up? Just got a lovely Dumble Betta, and he tore himself up bad, getting stuck on the back of a maturing media, on a bag of maturing media. I have isolated him, but any recommendations to keep him healthy and happy? Yeah, with bettas, hands down, the best way to keep them is in a shallow tank or jar or, you know, container. Even like Tupperware or something that's shallow will work. And lots of plants, but also some catappa almond leaves or jackfruit leaves, guava leaves, whatever you can get your hands on with tannins, and then slight acidity, but really pretty clean water. And that really does help keep their slime coat up, helps reduce gram-positive bacteria infections and fungal infections. You know, there's kind of this theory with fish that a few of my guests on the show have expressed, which is, you know, all fish have pathogens, and this is true with humans too. You know, a lot of us have MRSA or strep or whatever living on our skin, but it's in small amounts, and our body can keep it fought off most of the time when that happens. But with fish, you know, their immune system is very much so external in a lot of ways. It's their slime coat and their body producing different hormones and different like in some cases it's slippery stuff, in other cases it's thick mucus, and in some cases it's like an oily residue. But depending on the purpose and the task, usually either salt or tannins can bring that aspect or behavior of it out into the forefront, and allow you to then see, like, if there is slime coat missing where a fin's torn up, you'll see like a dull white patch or something, and you can treat it then. But really, the new consensus that a lot of people seem to be having when I talk to professors and things is that our aquarium fish have at any given time several diseases with them, either whether that's stored in their body dormant or in the water column or whatever. And if the nitrates are good and they're not super stressed and they're happy, then nothing happens. The ick, the other things don't flourish. But as soon as the cortisol levels go up, the fish get stressed, and the fish become ill or twitching and acting weird, you know, sickly, then those are the ones that move in and can cause various issues. All right, so hey, what's up, Jess? How's it going? Do you think an Odessa barb will do well in 64 to 68 degrees? Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I wouldn't go too much lower than that, but I think that's fine. But again, my blue lip guys are just huge. Buffalo head cichlids. See if we can get one to come up and around here. And then the African fire cichlids, and then the Synodontis dwarf petricolas. Let's see here. There he comes. So look how big this guy is. He's probably 8 or 9 inches now, and I need a bigger tank for him. He's not supposed to get this big, but there's not a ton known about this subspecies because my buddy Lawrence collected them in Africa and then brought them back. So yeah, we don't know a whole lot about them yet, but we shall see. So I'm hoping that nobody has babies while I'm recovering, but you know, I could see these bettas having some offspring. Look at that. These are the wild markings too. Whoa. They're so inquisitive. The wild ones are very, very. They remind me of puffers in the way they look outside the tank and they're very curious what's going on in the world beyond their little glass box. And they're very reactive in that they show flared fins or color changes and all sorts of stuff. See, she's got this metallic fin up top all of a sudden and metallic around the edges just since we last visited. Probably just because she's begging for food, so she's gotten kind of excited. But yeah, so what else is going on in here that I'll update you with? More of the Venezuela Cories. They're doing good. They're all happy in here. I hooked a filter back up on this tank because I want these Apistos, the Pandurini Cichlids, Apistos, to maybe start spawning. So they're in there. This guy's a jerk. I've been trying to catch him for a week and can't. The polar parrot blood cichlid slash he's a blue polar convict cichlid and blood parrot hybrid, and the younger one is fine. He's very polite and kind to the other fish. The larger of the two is like Jabba the Hutt, the way he looks, and he's just a jerk. He's just a mean fish. So I'm going to put him in with the bigger Hoplochromis over here and see how he likes it when he gets... I mean, he's not going to get torn apart or anything, but they'll definitely not tolerate his nonsense. Little Aquatic Arts gobies. In fact, actually, every fish in this tank is from Aquatic Arts other than the Macrostoma bettas. And the purple... the purple rasboras are looking really good. Why can't I think of their name right now? These guys are the other version. They're just not the purple ones. Not SB, not lamb chop. There's so many friggin' rasboras with a little swish sign. But I will be changing my code for Aquatic Arts soon. So if you want to buy anything, dry goods right now, you can use the code for the channel, and shipping is all free. And so that's a fun and impressive thing that they're doing. And do the shipping for dry stuff separate from your wet stuff, and it's all free. Also, we've got all these little baby plecos, the lemon plecos in here. There's a bit of a snail explosion because feeding the baby plecos is not the most efficient process ever. And so in a filterless tank, sometimes that is one of the downsides, is you definitely need a lot of shrimp and detrivore type critters, or you end up with lots of snails and algae and other stuff. But so far so good. The parameters are still all good. This is 0 nitrates and stuff. But all these little CPD fry are finally they're almost at their sexually mature stage. You can definitely tell what gender they are now. And so that's another good project that's been coming. All the Cory got sold off or returned to tanks to spawn. So they're out of here. And also so did my paradise fish. It's just the young plecos that are growing out in here with the shrimp and the CPDs. But the CPDs, I think what I'm going to do is leave a dozen in here. I sold another 10, and I'll leave the dozen in there, and they will be my breeding colony. Because some of the other ones that I've had seem to get a wasting disease at a certain point in their life, and they lose their full rotund looking belly, and then they also it almost looks like a parasite. But I mean, I've treated them with levamisole and everything else, and there is a wasting disease that seems to be listed. I've read about it in other forums, kind of similar to the live bearer one. That's probably something to do with some poor genetics also. So hopefully selectively I can get rid of that. Fishbrella Corporation, before the stream is over, can we just take a minute for Alex, even if you're not into religious or anything, and wish him well? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And Connie, thank you too. Do wild crayfish reproduction mirror that of shrimp, or is the process it's different in different species? There's lower level and higher level, or higher order and lower order crayfish and shrimp, and the higher order ones are going to have more developed birth, like a Neocaridina shrimp. Whereas the lower order ones have larval stage eggs, where they hold the eggs for a little bit under their belly, and then they let them go, and they have to wash down the river out to sea, and they eat plankton or whatever, and then return to freshwater estuaries and creeks eventually. Do I have any information on red panda barbs? I don't, unfortunately. You know, I haven't kept them, but I really like the way they look. But I'm sorry to say I do not have them. All right, Fanatic Al, I'll talk to you later. So I'm the first time owner of a baby gold severum. Yeah, they're pretty cute, that's for sure. Aqua Garden Zen, what's up? Thumbs up for the lemon Pleco ADHD. Thank you. All right, so yeah, do we have any pressing questions? You see, I grew a beard. I've had a beard for a while, I would say. Yeah. What was the plant right in the middle that was all look at me? Trying to think what that would have been. In the spawning tank, that's probably but I don't know. Maybe, I mean, there's Kabamba in there. Let's take a look again. There's Kabamba in there. We always get humid when we do this. Let's see. In this tank, I mean, then there's just Valsinaria and Kabamba and Ludwigia. And then if you're talking about up in here, just Nymphea, red dwarf. Actually, this one isn't a dwarf. This one is just a tiger lily. And then we've also got more tiger lily down there. And then we've got over here, we've got the beautiful tiger Crypspiralis, red tiger Crypspiralis. But other than that, I'm not exactly sure. Although, if you were, a lot of people, the plant that I get asked about every single time I show it is either this one, Hygrophila Polysperma Sunset Rosenvig. Oh, by the way, there's some of those orange and blue Venezuela cories that are back in the tank. The babies are back in the tank now. And there's about a dozen in here. They'll spawn whenever I do water changes. Then this plant here is the ever beautiful. I need to run some CO2 just because I trimmed. I always like to run CO2, even though it's usually running on this tank. I like to run it here when I trim. It seems to help the edges and the new crowns grow a little bit better. But yeah, this is red Mayaka. Rotala mini red butterfly, Logonandra carolensis, and then this is Aponogeton or crispus red, which nobody has. Like I was saying, it was a smuggled in type thing. And then these guys, these little parasols, they're hydrocaudal verticillata, like hydrocaudal, like vertical. You can get that in plant tissue format like this, hydrocaudal verticillata. And you can, that's how I got mine started, but I've got more because of the tank in the other room. This is all kind of cold to room temperature water fish in here. And then Logonandra red, And that's kind of all I can think of that it could have been curious about. But let's see here. Any updates on the Taiwanese dragon microgobies? Not really updates. They're fun. I still love feeding them. I feed them little seed shrimp every 2 days, pretty much. It looked like a very small valve. It probably was the corkscrew valve, metallic corkscrew valve, red metallic corkscrew valve. Oh, good. Brandon, welcome. Do you think it's a good idea to use hydroponic fertilizers for an aquarium? Hydroponic. I don't know what that means exactly. Like for like marijuana or something. I would say no, because it's going to be way more focused on the ammonia and the nitrates than what you need for your fish not to be basically poisoned. But I'm not sure exactly. So yeah. Well, guys, who knows? I might get squirrely and hop on a stream or say hi or something in the next few days. But Thursday morning, so coming up here, is the surgery for me, and I just wanted to say goodbye, say hello, and see if anybody had any thoughts, questions, concerns, whatever. Plus, also just kind of tell you the news of what's going on in my neck of the woods. I don't know. I guess I don't know then, Fishbrella, what hydroponic ferts means. Yeah, exactly. Like Mazeral says, Amazon Research Center saying aquaculture for plants only. Yeah, I would only do that if it were just plants. I wouldn't put that in with my fish or my inverts. Like I said, plants to a certain point where before the burn point, they like eating ammonia more than nitrates and nitrites. That being said, they do like nitrates and nitrites, but it's like kind of the difference between drinking beer and whiskey to them, They're going to want to party with the whiskey and just cut loose completely with that ammonia. But if they have too much, it'll kill them. So in those hydroponic or aquaponic style fertilizers that are meant for like growing veggies and things in a circulatory system of water that is closely monitored and measured, I just would not, I don't know, I just would not do it. Dry ferts they use to mix in the same solution they sell you already mixed. It just depends on what it is then, but I wouldn't put ammonia, for instance, like a lot of people do that, or they put nitrate, like really high nitrates or nitric acid or acid or nitrogen gas to finish off like crops of tomatoes or herb or whatever. And I would not probably do that in a tank if it had fish. And yeah, you want to make sure no copper, exactly, because copper, even a trace amount, will kill your inverts quickly. Master Black says, I wonder if there is a way to make a tank with brackish water where a mono shrimp can breed without dying or something. Yeah, people have done it. Some Germans have, of course. Crafty Germans. But they basically had to make a fish ladder of tanks that got progressively saltier, and the turnout was not amazing, especially when you could just have a creek near the water and have a farm like on the coastal area in Japan or Taiwan and catch hundreds of thousands of them for like near nothing. That it just doesn't make sense financially. But yes, it has been done. It's just not a very feasible economic thing to do. But thank you guys. I really appreciate it and appreciate you guys hanging out. I know folks have other things to do this evening. There's other streams and so forth. I think Aquarium Co-op and then Bentley and I don't even know who else is going. But I hope you guys all have an awesome night. If we could get a couple more people to hit that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. you know, the computer likes it. The computer gods like it when the thumbs up matches the number of viewers. You know, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those days. But I really do appreciate all the love and positive vibes and awesome energy you guys have thrown my way, shown my way, and I will be. You know, trying to get over this as fast as I can and back to work and hopefully back better than ever. So, yeah, I hope you feel better soon, Dr. Mazerall. I know you said you're getting better from the Rona, but whatever. I know that can kind of wear you down for a while. ADHD, I appreciate it. Says she's going to watch all my videos. Well, right on. And thank you so much, Lori, for being a mod and super chatters tonight. Beyond generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It is, yeah, greatly appreciated. Also, just people hanging out. Thanks for being here with me, and people watching later. Thanks, replay crew. Thanks, lurkers, and people watching on TVs and other stuff. I just got to go rest. I'm honestly just feeling real burnt out, like a candle burning at both ends. But hopefully, it will be back soon. Not, maybe in a week, maybe a week and a half, too. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'll be thinking about you guys and hopefully checking in soon as well. So take care. Have a wonderful evening or day or whatever it is, wherever you are. And of course, please take care of your critters, take care of your plants, and your fish and your shrimp, and the people around you. But beyond all that, make sure that you're still taking care of yourself, because if you don't do that, you can't do the rest. And I think if half of us spent even just half of our time trying to focus on those things of caring a little bit more, being a little more compassionate, a little more gentle and proactive, I think our world will be twice as good. So let's go all out there and you know, keep our smiles going, keep up the positive energy. Thank you so much, you guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Own the secret history living in your aquarium. Take it easy, guys. Bye.